Hello, everyone. Welcome. Take two. If only I had a brain, right? I am sorry my volume was messed up before, but I was connected to my earbuds and they were downstairs. So I do apologize for that. So I think I'm good now. So let's see if we can do some crafting. Give everybody just a few more minutes to find me. Well, I finished getting all my stuff together. All right, let's get started. Oh boy, if it ain't one thing, it's another. There we go. All right. So I'm gonna give everybody a second to find me while I get all my stuff set up and ready to go. All right, giving hello, welcome. Thank y'all for being here. I greatly appreciate you. All right. Come on, let's go. Hopefully y'all can pop back in and find me. I got it fixed. Hello, welcome. All right, we starting to come back. All right. Apologize for not having sound the first time around, but I was connected to my earbuds and they were downstairs. Took me a minute to realize that's what it was, so I do apologize. All right, so let's get started with our craft along so we don't stay too late because sometimes these do take some time. And I know this bundle that we're using tonight um, really has a lot of intricate die cuts. So I don't want to be too late. So let's start getting ready. All right, welcome, Autumn. Yes, I was saying the reason you cannot hear me is because I was listening to one of my training sessions while I was fixing dinner, and you were still connected to my earbuds, which were downstairs, and I'm up in my studio. So I was talking away through the earbuds, but nobody could hear me because I didn't have it. So, but I think we got it now. We good to go. We're going to get started with our crafts tonight. Hopefully I have everything right and all together. It's been a moment since I've done craft along. I had it prepared way before Christmas and so I have not touched it. So hopefully I've got it right. All right, so we're going to flip the camera. We're going to get started. If you have not purchased the Craft Along kit and you would like the kit, if you place a $40 order between now and December 31st, you will get the five cards that we are making now. You will not get the embellishments that we are using, but you will get the supplies that you need to make these cards, okay? So if you're interested, place a minimum $40 order between now and December 31st, and you can get these cards for free. Also, my creativity club, if you're interested in my monthly club, we will be using the Valentine Kisses bundle this month. For January, it's going to be the Valentine Kiss bundle, and it also has these really cute dies. I can't wait to start playing with the little bear. But that is the January kit. I will be working on that this week as well and getting that done. And then if you are in the December club, those will be going out by Wednesday. So be on the lookout for that package. All right, I think that's all I have. If you're not on my email list, please join my email list. That is how I do most of all my registrations and advertising is through the email. So make sure you subscribe to the email and so you don't miss out on all of the fun stuff. All right, guys, here we go. Let's get started with our projects tonight. So, if you ordered, um, if you ordered the supply kit, ooh, hold on. If you ordered the supply kit, the actual craft-along, you would have received a craft-along PDF file that is typed up just like this, and it's all your step-by-step instructions. Okay? This normally goes out the day that I mail your kits, but for some reason, before the holiday, this did not get out. So I do apologize for that, but you should have it in your email today if you ordered the kit. All right. So that is our PDF file. That is your step-by-step instructions, all the supplies that I used, all the measurements, because I will not be going through measurements tonight. All right. So this is going to be one card. That's card one. Here is card two. Here is card three. Okay. And then here's card four. And here is card five. Now, hopefully you can see all of that in the video. All right. So those are our 5 cards that we will be doing tonight. All right. So most of everything you needed was pre-cut for you, but there are a few things that I could not do until we actually did the card itself. So anytime you order any kits from me, there will be no stamping done, but you do get all of the paper that you need to do that with. It is against Stampin' Up policy to send out any of the stamped images. So that is why you just have blank cardstock in your kits, because I can't do any stamping. But like for all the die cuts, I want to provide all that paper for you. So therefore, you've got just blank sheets of white cardstock for that. All right, I am ready to get started. We're going to do card number 1. So if you have your PDF file, you can follow along with me on that as well. Or you can just follow along as I walk you through the process, because I'll also be talking you through it to process it. All right, so for kit number 1, we will have our thick basic white cardstock. You will have a piece of designer series paper. Hello, Bobby. You will have your designer series paper, and then you should have a piece of scrap basic white cardstock that you will do all your stamping on, and then you should have a little strip for your sentiment. All right? So let's get started. We're going to take our card base and we're going to fold this in half. And then you're going to run your bone folder across there. All right. And then you're going to take your bone folder and then you're going to just run that across there and give it that good crisp feel. Then you're going to take your piece of designer series paper. This is 2 inches by 5 1/4. All right. And then we're going to put, let's see, I'm almost out, so we'll see if my adhesive's gonna last. I may have to switch over to my liquid glue, but if so, that's okay too. All right, so we're gonna put this down, straight down on our card base, just like that. All right. Now on our piece of scrap paper, we're going to get our dies, our stamp set. Stamp set comes before the dies, silly. And we are going to do some stamping. So I am using the Petals of Beauty. stamp set for this. And this is a two-step stamping. All right. I thought I left my ink pads in here. Okay, let me grab my ink pads. I need, for the colors, we need the Black Momentum, Mossy Meadow, um, Mossy Meadow, Petal Pink. Well, Petal Pink. And we need Darling Duckling. Right? And we need our black. And we need our Mossy Meadow. And I think I used that last night. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we're going to take our Mossy Meadow first, because that's the easiest. So you're going to take your leaf and you're going to stamp this onto your scrap basic white. Okay, so we're going to tap that into our Mossy Meadow. All right, and we're going to do 2 of these. All right, we're going to do 1 more. Okay, so that's our Mossy Meadow. Now we're ready to do our flowers. And this is a 2-step stamp. So what I need to do is I am going to stamp the inside layer first, and then I will stamp the other layer. So let me get my blocks ready. Hold on 1 second. I was trying to avoid that big one. All right, let's see if I can do it with this one. Yes. Okay. All right, so we're going to take our Petal Pink, and I'm going to tap it into my Petal Pink ink. And then we're going to stamp it straight down. Okay. Now, when you do the second layer one, this one lines up to the way you stamped it. So depending on how you stamp this, if you look at your petals on your flower, there are indentions on there that you line up with the other. So we're going to tap this down in there. Now, I was not crazy about this. I think my Petal Pink needs to be replaced because I did not like the way it stamped. So hopefully this one's going to look better. So once you get it lined up, then you're going to stamp on top of what you stamped on before. All right. Yes, that does look better than my sample did because I did not like my sample. All right. Now we're going to take our Darling Duckling. And I pulled crushed curry, so let me grab my Darling Duckling ink. And we are going to stamp those right in the center. Now, if you do not have all of these colors that I am using, you can substitute. If you got yellow ink pads, whatever yellow you have is fine, okay? So don't think you can't do the project just because you don't have the right yellow that I'm calling out. So don't fret about that. Any color yellow will be fine. And you don't even have to do it yellow. I am just doing my center yellow. All right, so we're going to line that up and it's going to go straight in there. All right, now we're going to do 1 more of the petals, and we're going to do 2 of those petals. So we're going to do the same process again. Okay, so we're going to stamp this one right here. And then we're going to take this and we're going to tap this in. I am actually stamping off after I do that because it seems to have been better than my sample and not stamping off. Okay. And then you're going to line it up and then stamp down. And then same thing, you're going to do your little petal in the center. All right. Hello. Welcome, everyone. I'm so excited you are here. I hope you are able to craft along with me. If not, and if you did not get the kit, you can still get it. I will go over that in a few minutes once we get closer toward the end. All right, so now what we're going to do is you are going to cut these out. I have got my stamp emboss machine right here with me. If you do not have a die cut machine, that is okay because you can actually cut these out with your scissors if you chose to do that. Or you can cut your cardstock down to where it is the size that you need it and just tweak the way you assemble your card. There's always different ways that you can do this. So when you use your dies, you're going to take it then and you're going to line it up to the best of your ability to cut these. Now there is going to be some white left on them because our dies do leave a white range around them. All right, so let me move the extra dies out of my way. Let me get so go ahead and run yours through the emboss cut machine or I know some people has electric die cut machines, things like that. It's all the same. Mine is actually a manual one. It is the Stampin' Up version. We do not have an electric one yet. I still have hope that we're going to get electric. But in the meantime, we are going to just twist it around and get it cut out. And you're going to go ahead and do both of these go ahead and do both of them. So then we can get started with our project and putting this card together. Okay. All right. And then if you did not get this kit and it's just not up your alley, make sure you get the January Craft Along kit because it is going to be filled with lots of cutesy type cards. It is a Valentine stamp set. However, we will be doing more than just Valentine. Because I mean, you only need so many Valentine cards. But there's other options that we can do with that stamp set. Okay, so don't think it's just Valentine's because it's not. And I will have the projects ready for you to see samples sometime, I believe next week when I have it on my schedule to do that. All right, so we're going to put these down. We're going to kind of just lay them onto your card base. And then these are going to go just like this. And then we are going to mingle them around until you get them where you want it. There is no certain way that they need to go. All right, so that's that. Now for this, we are doing the stamp set that's for banner saying. And we are using the stamp set out of here that says thanks a million. So you're going to want to go ahead and take that out and get that stamped on here as well. Thanks a million is the one that we're using for this set. And I am doing that in the black momentum. All right, so we're going to just kind of put that straight in the center of our card there. And then we are going to take our snips. Let's see. My snips are not in my basket, so let me grab another pair. My grandchildren must have come up to my room today and got my scissors. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for being here. We are in the process of doing our craft along class. So if you are interested in the projects, but you did not get the kit, it is available. You just place a $40 order between now and December 31st, and I will send you all these projects for free. All right. So let me close up all this because we're done stamping, and I don't want to get all of this stuff everywhere on projects that I don't need it on. So let me move those out of the way. Now we're ready to do our adhesive and hook everything down. So I kind of think I want to leave these right in that general area. So I'm going to go ahead and put my adhesive on there, and we're going to attach that down. Same thing with this one. Let's go ahead and hook it down and do this. And hopefully I've got these going in the right area. All right, and then we're going to do the same thing with this flower. And then this one kind of overlays on top of it. All right, there we go. Now, for your sentiment, you're going to want to take that and put it on with dimensionals. Okay, let me get my pick tool here. All right, so we're going to take our pick tool and we're going to put 3 dimensionals on the back side here. I am using our mini dimensionals, but if you had the regular ones, that would work also. The minis is just what came out to my hands. All right, so we're going to put those, we're going to put that right in the center there that says thanks a million. And then we're ready to put our embellishments. Let's see. We got to have our embellishments. You should have, if you order the kit, you should have the Beauties of Pearls. Let's see. For some reason, mine's not in my basket. Oh, geez. All right. I might have to grab a brand new pair, and I didn't want to do that, but I might do. All right, let me see. Let me grab me a pack of them. I thought I had a pack. I'm hoping I even have them. I might have to adjust. Let's see. Okay, here we go. All right, so we are using the, they are called Pearls of Beauty is what we're using. So as soon as I start with this brand new pack, I'm going to find my other ones. Hello, Debbie. I'm going to find my other ones. I know I am. Hate when that happens, not being able to find them. All right, so we're going to go with one of our big gems here. We're going to put it right there. And then we're going to do one of the small ones, and we're going to go right there. We're going to do another small one, and we're going to put it on our label. You can dress it up as much as you want. You can put as many embellishments on it as you want. So I just loved the way that turned out. So I put a good many on there for this card. Normally I don't use that many. I normally use 3 at max, but for this one we dressed it up a little more. All right, so there is card number 1 for our craft along. All right. Moving on to card number 2. All right. Card number 2 is this one here. So for this one, I used very vanilla cardstock. And then I also used, in this one, I used the beautiful, what's it called? Beautiful pattern embossing folder. So if you ordered the kit, this is already done for you. But just so you know, the folder is called Beautiful Pattern Embossing Folder. We are using we're using Darling Duckling cardstock and Darling Duckling ribbon. And then the ink we're using is the Calaspe's Coral ink pad. All right. So let's get card number 2 out. And you should have some Darling Duckling ribbon as well for this card. All right. So we are going to take our card base, which is our very vanilla, and you're going to fold it in half and then run your bone folder across it to score it. Okay. Then you have your put that. Yes, okay. Then you have your very vanilla that is already embossed. That is going to go on top of that, but don't attach that yet. Let's do our designer paper and our strips of Darling Duckling on there before we do that. Now you should have a piece of designer series paper that is a 4-inch by 4-inch paper. You're going to need your paper trimmer for this. All right, so I've got my paper trimmer out and I want to cut this in half. So I'm going to put the corner and the other corner in my cutting edge, okay? And then I will be able to cut this in half. So now I've got 2 pieces. And on your designer paper, you can choose whichever design you want. If you wanted the solid greens or the flowers, whichever. And then you're going to take this and you're going to hook it down with your adhesive in each of the corners from top and the bottom. So it's going to look just like that. Okay. So go ahead and attach that. And we're going to put this down like that. And then same thing with this. We're going to do the same thing for the top piece. All right. And then that is going to go up here as well. All right. And you want to get it as close to the edge as you possibly can. All right. So there's that. Now you should have a label that I did out of the Everyday Die set. So you're going to stamp using the Banner Stain stamp set. The Banner Stain stamp set. We are going to use I Can't Thank You Enough. Okay. And then I am going to get another block and put that on there. And then we're going to open our coral ink pad and we're going to stamp our sentiment in that. Now, because my bow wants to hang over my sentiment, I am going to stamp closer to the end than I did before. So we're going to take this and we're going to stamp closer down to the end. Okay, I can't thank you enough. All right, so that is the stamp there. So we're done stamping, so we can close that up. Don't want all these open ink pads because you'll get it everywhere. All right, you should have 2 strips of Daffodil Delight in your kit. You're going to take these and put your adhesive on there, and you're going to go from corner to corner. Now, I cut mine just a tad short, so it'll be okay. So same thing with this. We're going to go from corner to corner, and hopefully yours is cut correctly. I didn't realize I'd done that until just now, but it's okay. If you're just joining in, we are doing our craft along class. So welcome, come join us, watch us. These are kits that you pre-order so you can craft along with me. If you did not get your kit, they are available still, and I will go over how you get those at the very end because all you have to do is place an online order with me, or you can call me, text me, email me for a $40 minimum order, and I will place this order for you and have it sent to you, and then you get all of these cards for free. All right. So there is still some available if you are interested in doing that. The shopping link is in my video. So all you do is just go to my online store, place your order, and then I will prep the kits and send them to you. All right, so now that we've got those on, I've got to turn it over and snip off just a little bit that is here. Now, if I cut yours correctly, you would have a little more than just that little bit to snip off because you want it to be flush with your card, okay? But I cut mine too short. But it's okay because it's still going to work and it's still going to be pretty. Take your label and do your adhesive on the back, and you're going to just put it in here where you want to put it. I'm going to put mine right there. Now what I want is my glue dots. So get your glue dots. If you don't have glue dots, you can use liquid glue. That is fine as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a glue dot down here. Might want to do 2 glue dots just to be on the safe side. So you should have 2 die cuts. These are coming from the Friendly Foldage die set. So you're going to stick these on here like that. That's a little tall, so I think I want to cut my stem off just a little bit. I didn't really like it being that tall. So you design this how you want it. I am just showing you the way I am doing it. But if you want to change it up, go ahead. It's your card. Enjoy having your time. Enjoy your crafting creation. All right. So now that we've got those down, we're going to put 2 more glue dots or 2 dots of liquid glue, whichever you are using, okay? Now, let me show you this cool thing. You should have, if you order the kit, you should have this Darling Duckin ribbon, and it should be about 19 inches long. So what we're going to do, I'm not going to cut mine because I've already got it here, but I wanted to show you what we're going to do. So just pretend this was your 19-inch ribbon, okay? Um, Hold on, let me put my basket back over. So what I want you to do is take your ribbon and your snips, and you're going to cut this ribbon in half. And I already hear you say, I can't cut no straight line. Neither can I, but it's okay. Just get it as close as half in half as possible. You probably could even fold it. Let's see. You probably can fold it. There you go. See, you can fold it in half, and that will give you a guide. So as long as you stayed in that fold there, but you want to cut it in half. Also, I found if you put this down on the table and kind of glide your scissors through it, it's easier as well. But you cut the ribbon in half, and that way you've got a thinner piece, and then you're going to tie a bow. And the bow you make whatever size you want it to be. All right. Now let's do this. I am going to make a smaller type bow for this one. So now we're going to take it, since we've already put our glue dots down, because I made this one smaller, I need to move my glue dot down just a little bit to keep it from showing. All right, so we're going to take that and we're going to hook it down like that. And then even when I stamped over, my bow still wants to get in the way. I'm trying to make it to where my bow is not hanging over my stamp set, my image. It just wants to sit there. And now that I've glued it down, it's right on that glue dot. All right, I think I've got it as close as I'm going to get that. So we're going to snip the tail, make it as short as you want it or as long as you want it. That is totally up to you. All right, so there is our card 2. Now we're ready to put it onto our card base. And with doing that, we are going to use our dimensionals. So make sure you have your dimensionals. See where mine is, because I used them. See, guys, there's my used pack of embellishments. I knew I would find them. I used those last night on the Facebook Live. Dang it. Told y'all I would find them. If only I had a brain. All right. So now we got 2 packs of embellishments going. All right, guys. How are you doing so far with your projects? Are you got them, or are you just watching? What are you doing? Give me some feedback on how it's going. Um, do you like the projects? What's something that you would like to see for a craft along? Give me ideas. What kind of cards would y'all like to see for craft along? I've got January, so if you give me some ideas, I can run with them for the February, or we can do something else in January. Y'all give me ideas. I am here to help you, inspire you with your crafting. The more we craft, the happier we are. I know it puts me in a better mood. All right, so now this is going to go straight on to our card base, just like that. And then we're going to take our embellishment, Pearls of Beauty. And for this one, I am going to use our white. things, embellishments. So I've got a big one here. We're going to stick over here. And then we're going to take one of the little ones and we're going to put over here. And then let's take another little one and we're going to put it on our label. All right. So there's card number 2. Card number 2. Pretty, pretty. I hope you like that. All right. So let's do number 3. Get your card number 3 out. Okay. Card number 3. All right. Where's our sample? All right, here's our sample for card number 3. And this one is going to open like this. All right. So what this one is the Secrecy cardstock, the designer series paper, basic white cardstock, and then I am using the friendly voltage stamp set as well for this one. Now, in your kit, if you did not order this stamp set or if you did not add it on to your craft along, the part where I am going to stamp this, you will not have that. You are only going to have just the square. So you will need to come up with some design to go there. Because I did not die cut this out because then it would be hard for you to stamp it. Okay, so let's move on. And you can make adjustments as you go if you need to. So you've got your piece of Secrecy cardstock. And this one, you're going to fold in half just like we've done all the others, but you're going to fold it this way. And line it up, and then you're going to just put your crease in it to make your thing. Now, if you have a scoreboard, you can read the instructions with the PDF, and it tells you where to score it and all of that. So you can do that as well. I normally do not score the card bases unless I have to, because that is something that I want y'all to work with. All right, so you got in this one, you should have your card base, then you're gonna have just a piece of Secrecy. You're gonna have 2 pieces of basic white, and you're gonna have your designer series paper. All right, so your 2 pieces of white are 2 different sizes, so pay attention to that before you start stamping. You are going to want to use the 5 1/4 by 4 piece for the outside. The inside is 5 by 3 3/4. And all you're going to do with that piece, go ahead before we even start stamping, put your adhesive on it and stick it on the inside. This is for your message. You can stamp inside or you can just write a note. I am leaving mine blank though, but I'm putting that on the inside. All right, so that's going to go there, but we're not doing anything with that yet. Let's get our card assembled and then we will go from there. So again, you're going to need your paper trimmer for this one. And you're going to do the same thing as we did to the other one. Wait a minute, what did I do? There we go. I was like, what? All right, so you're going to put corner to corner in the cutting track, corner to corner, and you're going to just cut it. And then you're going to have 2 pieces. Okay? Let's take the card base out of the way. Now you're going to stick these just like we did the other one. Uh-oh. I didn't cut mine the right size. Hold on. What size is this supposed to be? Oh, this is supposed to be a 4x4. Ooh, I sure hope I cut y'all's right. Oh my goodness. 4x4. I am going to try to make this work. Let's see. I am going to just cut. Let's see. I might have to cut a whole piece, but I'm going to see if this will work. Just give me 1 second here. Let's see if I can fix this. Because you're going to want to make sure you have a white space in the center. Oh yeah, look there. I can do that. All right, perfect. Might not be exact, but it's going to look pretty decent. Okay. And then we'll just trim off that end. I'm not worried about that. Okay. All right. So go ahead and put your adhesive on and stick it in corner to corner here on the bottom. And then you're going to do the same thing at the top. All right. Same thing at the top. So go ahead and put your adhesive on there. And then we're going to do this one right here. All right. And then because I didn't cut mine the right size, I'm going to snip these off of the ends. So that's great right there. Perfect. No issues. Okay, let's get our Secret C ink pad. And we need a block that we can put our friendly voltage on. All right, so we got that on there. Now, we are going to stamp color on color. So you will only see the image lightly. Excuse me. All right, so we're going to stamp this straight onto our cardstock. All right, and because I'm really pressed down, you can see it. Because I pressed hard on that. All right, so I need to cut this out. And this is using the friendly voltage dies. So if you did not order this, then you need to substitute. Or, yeah, you will need to substitute because you don't even have the stamp. So you can't even fussy cut that because you didn't, because it's not going to line up. Okay, so if you did not do this piece, just leave this blank so you don't get behind in doing the projects, and then you can come back and redo it and put something else in there. You can do flowers in there. You can use your petal beauties and do a different bundle there, stamp. You can do the flowers that we were doing earlier today. So there's ways that you can work around it, okay? And if you have any questions, just reach out to me and I will give you some suggestions that you can do. Because I know we can't buy everything. So I designed to where you will be able to do substitutes. So don't ever worry that you have to have everything because you don't. If I do say I do an animal card, as long as you've got some stamp set with an animal, it's going to flow. If you've got a flower set, it will work if I use a flower set that you do not have. So don't ever think you have to have everything that I am currently using to do the projects because they're substitutes. And I do help my customers just reach out to me. All right. So I got that pre-cut out now, so that is good to go. Let me drop that over there. All right, now let's see. We are ready to hook this down, and I am going to use just a little bit of the liquid glue here. Just a little bit, because you don't want to do too much because it'll go gooshing out, and you don't want somebody getting a sticky card. So we're going to just put just enough on here. All right. So let's put that right in the middle. All right. So for this one, I am back to the banner sayings. I am using, I am using the one that says, I am grateful. Let's see, where is it at? Well, I thought I was using that. All right, let's see. I thought it was on that stamp set. Is it on? Yeah, it is on here, but I am not seeing it. Lordy, here it is. Sorry, guys. All right, I put that up too high. Shucks. It'll be all right. I can't change it now. All right, so now we need to open up our secret C again and stamp that. But another one that you can use on this card, this banner saying stamp set is great because you can say you are loved. You can do what is that? Sending my love on there. Um, you can do a happy birthday. You can do celebrate. I love you. So there's all kind of things that you can use in that spot. They're all small enough. So this one you're going to stamp a little toward the side, and then this is going to go straight into there, just like that. I am grateful. And then we are ready to put this on our card base. And of course, I used dimensionals. So let me get those out and put those on here. Okay. And you can use however many. I tend to be heavy with dimensionals or even my adhesive. Um, So it is totally up to you how many you do. But I tend to be heavy. Most people, when they do these kind of cards, most people do in the four corners and then one in the middle. That one in the middle prevents your card from sagging. All right. So we're going to put these right here. Right on our card base. And now we are ready to do our embellishments, and we're going to use the coral embellishments on here. And I used two of the middle size ones. So we're going to put one right there, and then we're going to put the other one. Where we're going to put the other one. I don't want to put it right there because you ain't going to be able to see it. Let's put it right in the middle of the rose. Ooh, that's pretty. All right, so there is card number 3. Okay, card number 3. All right, let's see. Got card number 4 and card number 5. We got 2 more cards to go, guys. I am having so much fun. I thank y'all for being here. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be glad to answer as we are working. All right, let's see. Card number 4. What is card number 4? I need to get me a sip of water. Give me 1 second. All right, card number 4. This is this card right here. Card number 4. Go ahead and pull out your pieces that you have in your kit so we can get started with card number 4. All right, so for this one, you should have a piece of Secret C cardstock. Then you should have the piece of a specialty paper that is called Whispers of Texture. Piece of specialty paper. And then you should have a piece of basic white cardstock. And then you should have 2. One is Secrecy and one is Basic White for your labels. And that came out of the 3, what's it called? 3 banner punch. Yes, 3 banner punch. And I went ahead and punched those out because unfortunately this banner punch is out and it's due back in the inventory toward the end of January. But so I went ahead and punched those out. So you should have those. And then you should have a die cut piece of the shadow for the limbs or the vines. And then you should have a vine itself cut out. All right. And then you should have a piece of scrap basic white cardstock that you're going to stamp on. All right, so let's get started with our card. So you're going to fold this in half, just as if you have done in the past with all of the other cards. All right, take your bone folder and run across the top. And your card's going to open like this. All right, now we're going to go ahead and take our basic white cardstock that you have. That is 5 by 3 3/4, and you're going to put your adhesive on it and go ahead and adhere it to the inside of your card. That will prevent you from making a boo-boo. And we do stamp on this one. So we can get started with that. Go ahead and take your Secret C. I would normally stamp before I glue down, but I didn't think about it until I had already stamped. Already put my adhesive on it. So for this one, we're going to use our little petals, our small petals. So go ahead and get those out of your set. You're going to need the base because this is a 2-stamp processing. And then you're going to do this one as well. All right, so we need strawberry slush for this one and bubble bath. All right. And where is my strawberry slush? Okay. So strawberry slush and bubble bath. So I am going to stamp in bubble bath first. I am doing my inside piece in bubble bath. You do whichever color you want to be your inside. You can choose. And again, if you don't have these colors, do not worry about that. Choose the colors that you do have. Okay? Choose the colors you have. Now, strawberry slush is going to be a bold color, so I'm going to stamp it off and then stamp on my image. All right. Perfect. Okay. So now we can take our little stem here and we can actually stamp that in the secret C. And I'm going to stamp that off so it's not as dark. And probably could have stamped that first. And then we're going to do it again. And I stamped off. And we're going to stamp it right there. I don't know if I like that. I would probably leave that off, but I've already glued it down, so I can't. All right, so now we need to get back to our banner saying stamps and get the one that says happy birthday. So let's do that. And let's pull out the one that says happy birthday. And this one comes in good because I am starting a birthday club for the customers that filled out the survey that I did. So if you have not filled out the survey, go ahead and get that done because December 31st is the last time you can join the birthday club and we will celebrate your birthday. So make sure you're on the email. And if you did not get the birthday survey and you're interested, write birthday in the comments so I can make sure I get you on the list. All right, so there's the inside. So we are done with that. Now we're ready to do the inside. So now you should take your piece of scrap paper, basic white cardstock, and we are going to stamp two of the flowers, okay? One's going to be in the big and then one is going to be in the smaller version. So let me clean my stamps off because my my stamp had the other ink color on it. All right, so now we're going to do, this is going to be my big one. So I'm doing bubble bath there. And then we're going to do bubble bath again. But this time it's going to be in the small version. Okay. And now we're going to do strawberry slush in the big version. And I got to pull this down just a little bit so I can make sure. I don't think I've got that turned right. There we go. Yeah. No. See, I didn't have it lined up right. All right. So I'm going to have to do that one again. All right. So let's see. Can I do this one right? No, I don't like either one of those. Sometimes these stamps can be really tricky, so you just have to keep playing with them until you get it the way you want it. So let's try it one more time on the paper. And we're going to do this one as well. And I'm going to stick it right there. So those come out beautiful. It's the top layer here that's giving me a fit. So let's see if this one will work. All right, that's a little better. All right, let's try this one now. All right. All right, I need to slide this down. Nope, I don't have it lined up right. All right, there are those two. All right, guys. Now we need to stamp one more thing. We're going to stamp this vine or leaf. I don't know what you call that. But we're going to stamp that. But we're going to do it in Secret C. But you're going to stamp off of this before you use it. Because you don't want it dark. Perfect. All right. Now that is our stamping. Oh, no, we got to do celebrate. So get your celebrate out of your banner saying, and let's go ahead and stamp that, and then we can close up all the ink pads. So this is going to go on the basic white banner piece, and this is going to be in Secret C. There we go. All right. So now you can close up all your ink pads because for this card, we're done with the stamping. I'm going to bring my die cut machine up to get my pieces cut, and then we will move on and getting this assembled. So I've got to get my dies here, get them lined up. Still not pleased with my flowers, but I just have to roll with it. All right, let's see, get my die fixed. All right, should be able to do all three at one time. And I know you can't see exactly what I'm doing. I can't get I don't have the mini die cut machine. I've only got the big one. So it won't fit under my camera. But I did show you on paper before I come down to do this. All right. So go ahead and get your pieces cut out, whether you are fussy cutting them or you're running them through your die machine. Go ahead and do your piece, and that way when I get done, you will be ready. All right? And we're almost wrapping up Craft Alone, guys. I know this is a lot, so hopefully you're hanging with me. It is a lot of fun to do these. And I try to keep them to about an hour and a half because I don't want everybody too tired. Plus, with me going live at 7 Eastern Standard Time, I don't get to have dinner until after we do our craft alongs. So I am ready as well for dinner. But I tried making these later in the evenings and it just don't work. It made it for a long crafting night. All right, so we're going to take this now and we're going to take the shadow piece that you got and the one you just cut by stamping it, and we're going to attach it to that. but you're going to offset it to where the solid shows in the background. Okay. All right, so I am just taking these and sticking some glue dots on the back of the leaves since they are a little bigger. And then we are going to take this, and you see how I have that kind of overlaying. I need this one not to line up so quickly. There we go. So now I'm going to press that down because it is giving me that look. All right, now we're going to take, and we can put these on with our glue dots. Go ahead and put one on each side here. All right, and then we're going to put that one there. You're going to stick this down on here, just like that. All right. We're going to take our flowers, and they are going to go on here just like this. So go ahead and take your adhesive and put on both of them. Okay. And then we're going to stick our big flower right there. And then the little flower is going to sit kind of on the top. And then we're going to take our, come on, we're going to take this, uh-oh, I did that wrong. Lift those up. This needs to go down first. So we're going to put just a little bit of adhesive right there. This goes down first. And then we take our flowers. And that sticks out like that. All right. Now we're going to take our liquid glue and run it straight in the center of your secret C. And then you're going to offset this because you want the blue to show at the top. So you're going to have a banner that's going to kind of look like that. All right. And then we are going to just do our adhesive straight across there. That goes down at the bottom and it says celebrate. And then you're going to do your embellishments. And we're going to use the coral here. And then we're going to take this and we're going to put here. We're going to take one of the little ones and do right there. We're going to do a big one. And that's going to go right there. And then I have no idea what color I used for those. But for those centers, let's use the white embellishments. I think that'll be pretty. There. And then take this one and it's going to go right there. All right. So there's card number 4. Card number 4. All right. Let's do our last card for Craft-A-Long. Okay. I think out of all of them, this one is my favorite. So card number 5. Card number 5 is this one here. And like I said, I think this one is my favorite. All right. So for this one, we are using what is this? A berry burst cardstock. So you're going to take this and you're going to fold it in half like always and take your foam folder and run down the side. You have a piece of specialty, the Whisper specialty designer paper. What's it called? It is called Whispers of Texture Specialty Paper. All right. And then I did the pressed flower embossing folder and I embossed it. So that's going to go straight down onto the card base just like that. All right. Then you have your leaves already cut out. These are in Old Olive. And this is actually our two-tone cardstock. So on one side is darker than the other side. So that is our two-tone cardstock. Then you have one of those little vines that's also cut out in the Old Olive. You should have two of the you should have two of the little branches out of the Friendly Voltage. That is from the Mossy Meadow. And then you should have another label from the 3D Punch. You should have a piece of cardstock that is 5 inches by 3 1/4. And then you should have a scrap piece to stamp your flowers. All right, so those are the pieces that you need for this card. And I'm going to go ahead and put my inside down so I don't mistakenly use it for something that I should not use it for. I always like to do that if I know I've got an inside piece. And I did not stamp the inside. It is blank. So you can go back and do that. Now you're going to take your specialty designer paper and go ahead and put your adhesive on it and attach it down. Now, because this is a 3D embossing folder, be careful when you run your tape across it and don't put too much pressure because you will make it go flat. All right. And then I am going to put these on here just like this, and I'm going to use my liquid glue. So I am going to, let's see. We're going to put it down just like that. And then you can even move it around a little bit if you wanted to. So I'm going to go in and just put a little bit of glue. And I'm going to do that on this one as well. Now these pieces were already pre-cut for you, so you should be good to go. And following right along with me. We're going to put that down. And then this one is going to get overlay just a little bit. Okay. Let's wait and do those in a minute. Let's do our flowers first, and then we will finish the rest of this up. All right, so for this one, you are going to be using the Berry Burst stamp set and the Bubble Bath. All right, so let me clean my stamps. And if you need to clean yours, go ahead and do so. Because you don't want to mix your inks. All right. And then we're going to get those cleaned. All right. So we're going to do two. We're going to do the small and the big. So I am going to do my I want my inside to be the bubble bath. So we're going to stamp it first. I'm hoping I'm doing this the right thing. All right, so let's do this. And you got to line this back up again, guys. Normally my craft-alongs are not this detailed, but this stamp set really makes it to where it had to be detailed. I'm trying to figure out which way I stamp this so I can do my outline. I think that's it there. Okay, yeah. Isn't that so pretty? Yes, Debbie. I think this is my favorite as well. I normally don't do stamps with this much detail, but I purchased this stamp set for a craft along event that I did with some other demonstrators. So I'm like, okay, I got to use it for more than just that one event. So that is why we are doing the craft along for tonight with this one. Normally my craft alongs are not this detailed, but sometimes when you pay the price for the stamp sets, you got to make sure you get your use out of it. So we are doing that. I love it. It's just a lot of pieces. Um, but yeah, this card here is my favorite. All right. Oh no, what happened? All right, we got to do that one again. I don't like the way it blobbed. All right, so let's stamp that one again. All right, so, and also I am finding with these two-step stamps, if you ink up that flat one a lot, it does that if you press down hard. Whew, I did not do that one very well. All right, let's try it this way. I don't know why this one's not wanting to stamp right. All right, let's try this now. Let's take the bubble bath and stamp it now. Ugh. All right, guys. Certain way you stamp to make them line up. All right, there we go. Okay, we're going to go with this one. I'm not crazy about it, but I think that's the better one out of the three. All right, let's go ahead and do our cutting out of this. And so we can get this done. Get my cut machine up again. All right. All right. My first one was perfect. I don't know what happened to the big one, but we're going to ride. It's going to have to be A-OK. Because we can really be here all night trying to get it to work if we had to. But we got to move on. All right. Okay. Now, let's close up these. We need our Mossy Meadow ink pad, and we are going to stamp Thinking of You on our tag. So go back to banner saying and get your Thinking of You. Did I take that from there? Where did I take that? It don't look like it's in that set. Um, let's see. I took that from the Friendly Voltage stamp set. Thinking of You. So if you did not get that set, just get a stamp set that says Thinking of You. And if you don't have a stamp set like that, then just pick a sentiment and it'll be fine. So we're going to stamp that directly onto our tag. Don't like that. Turn it over and let's try that again. Thinking of You. Okay, that's better. All right. Now that's all the stamping. So let's close up those ink pads and get our card put together. All right, so we're going to take our flowers and go ahead and put your adhesive on the back. We're going to put the big one down first, and then the little one is going to go right on top. Something like that. Now the, get it out. The tag we're going to put with dimensionals on it. And I turned mine over. That's why I have stamped on both sides. So I'm not doing the wrong side by no means. I just flipped this over to use the back side. All right. And then this is going to go, you can tuck it under there if you can get it under there. I might just need to move it up. Yeah, I'm going to move it up just a little bit. All right, so that's going to go there. Now we've got to put our little sprigs in there. And then we wrapping it up, guys. I'm going to take my liquid glue and put just a little bit on the back side there. All right, and then we're going to lift up our flowers. And it's going to go right on the outskirt. Same thing with our little voltage here. We're going to put just a little bit of glue. That's why you don't want to put a whole lot of anything on here because you're lifting up your flowers and putting them down. All right, so we're going to put that right there. Same thing with this one. Now this is going to go at the top. All right. And then this is going to go right up under here. All right. So there is that. Now, all we got left to do is put our embellishments on, guys. And that is our craft along for December. All right. I was going to say this is actually the last Facebook Live for 2025, but I will be live on Wednesday morning, which is December the 31st, for Coffee and a Card. So that is exciting, and that one will be our last for the year. Oh man, it has been a joy and a blessing of a ride to be able to craft with you this year. All right, so there is card number 5. I love that. Guys, this is So great. All right, let's let me get these stamp sets off of the table real quick. Let me get this moved out of the way. And then we're going to put our cards up here so you can see all of our great work today. All right, I'm just moving all this stuff over into my basket so I can show you the projects. All right, so that one is card number 5. Let me get the cards back up here so you can see them. All right, so here is card number 1. Here is card number 2. Here is card number 3. 2, 3. Well, oh, here it is. I was like, where's card number 4? All right, here is card number 4, and here is card number 5. All right, so there is our craft along for December. Love it. Hope you enjoy it. We have used a lot of product tonight. We have used the Petals of Beauty, the Banner Saying stamp set. We have used our lots of ink colors. We have used the Friendly Voltage stamp set. We have used Black Momentum ink. We've used Mossy Meadow, Petal Pink, Darling Duckling, Strawberry Slush, Bubble Bath, Secrecy. Let's see. I believe that's all. Calypso Coral. Are all the ink colors that we have used. We have used some sort of those cardstock colors as well. We used the berry brush ink pads there and cardstock. So lots of things. Oh, thank you, Autumn. I'm so glad you had lots of fun. And thank you, Debbie. Yes, number 5. That is my win too. So there's lots here. Now, one last thing, if you did not get the kit and you're interested in it, all you do is click the link in the video, shop with me, and place a minimum of a $40 order, and I will send you these cards for free. But there will be no stamping and no embellishments that go with it. The embellishments go if you buy the kit in advance. Okay, so be on the lookout. Join the email list. Be on the lookout for the January craft along so you can join us as well. And if there's anything you have questions about, please let me know. I am always here to help and share our time together. All right, guys, I will be back live on December the 31st, which is Wednesday morning, for Coffee and a Card. And I hope you have a blessed night and a wonderful week until we come back together for crafting. Enjoy and keep on sharing our paper crafting. Thanks so much. Oh, last thing is, if you could share my video, like my video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're watching that way, or follow me on Facebook so you don't miss out on anything, that would be greatly appreciated as well, because I appreciate each and every one of you. All right. Thank you, guys, and have a good night.